Let me be real with you for a second, because this is something every woman needs to hear. There's nothing more heartbreaking, confusing, or frustrating than feeling like your man's attention, love, or desire is slipping elsewhere. And yet, the truth is, it rarely comes down to you not being enough. Most of the time, it's about patterns, habits, and unmet emotional or psychological needs that even the most attractive, confident, or loving women don't always notice. A married man having a lover isn't always about lust. It's about what he's looking for, what he's craving, and sometimes what he's not fully understanding about himself. And here's the crucial thing. When you understand these reasons, you stop blaming yourself, you gain insight, and you learn how to protect your heart and your relationship from slipping into dangerous territory. Today, I'm going to share 5 reasons married men have lovers. These aren't excuses, they're truths you must know. They're patterns that can happen to any relationship, no matter how long you've been married, how beautiful you are, or how deeply you love him. By the end of this video, you'll understand what drives him, what gaps need to be addressed, and how to ensure that your bond stays unbreakable, passionate, and fulfilling. One of the most overlooked yet powerful reasons a married man may seek intimacy outside his marriage is the simple but devastating absence of emotional connection at home. And when I say emotional connection, I don't just mean conversation. I mean feeling seen, understood, and truly appreciated by the woman he loves. Men crave a safe, intimate space where they can share their thoughts, vulnerabilities, and even frustrations without judgment. And when that space is missing, the temptation to find it elsewhere can become dangerously strong. Think about it this way. Men are wired to protect and provide, to be strong, logical, and composed. They often carry stress, responsibilities, and expectations that weigh heavily on their minds. When they come home after a long day, what they need isn't just food on the table or a calm house. They crave presence, warmth, and genuine attention from their wife. A simple act of noticing him, asking about his day with interest, or responding to his emotions with empathy can be magnetic. But if that attention is absent, if he feels like he's speaking into a void or that his feelings are ignored, he begins to feel lonely even in his own home. This loneliness doesn't always come from lack of love. You may love him fiercely, adore him endlessly, but love without emotional connection can feel hollow. Men don't just want physical intimacy, they want to be understood, to be admired for who they are, to feel that their inner world matters to you. When that emotional bridge is missing, someone else, sometimes a friend, sometimes a coworker, sometimes someone completely unexpected may offer that attention, that understanding, that spark of feeling truly seen. And even if nothing physical happens immediately, that emotional attention begins to chip away at his loyalty, because men instinctively respond to emotional validation as strongly as women do. The key is understanding that emotional connection isn't about long lectures or complicated talks. It's about presence, attunement, and small but meaningful gestures. A soft touch while he speaks, maintaining eye contact, listening without interrupting, expressing appreciation for his thoughts and feelings. These create intimacy that keeps him rooted to you. Men notice when they feel emotionally alive in their relationship. They feel wanted, understood, and safe. And when that connection is strong, no external temptation can compare. So the lack of emotional connection at home isn't a flaw in you. It's a warning sign that the intimacy in your marriage needs attention. When you prioritize emotional closeness alongside physical passion, you create a space where he feels completely fulfilled, deeply desired, and magnetically drawn to you, mind, body, and heart. It's this kind of connection that makes him fall in love with you all over again, every single day. Another reason married men sometimes stray, or at least seek attention elsewhere, comes down to something that is both simple and profound: validation. Men crave affirmation, admiration, and reassurance just as much as women do, but society teaches them to hide that need, to be strong, unshakable, and independent. That makes it even more powerful when they find themselves in a place where they feel truly seen and desired. When that validation is missing at home, it creates a subtle but deep void, a craving for recognition that someone else might unintentionally fill. Think about it. After a long day at work, carrying responsibilities, pressures, and expectations, a man comes home hoping to be appreciated, to be admired, to feel like his efforts matter. It could be something as small as noticing he shaved, commenting on his new haircut, or thanking him for taking care of the bills. These gestures, though seemingly minor, speak volumes. When a woman acknowledges him, not just for what he does, but for who he is, it triggers something primal. He feels desired, worthy, and powerful in her eyes. That feeling is addictive because consciously or unconsciously, he's been conditioned to chase it. When men don't get that validation at home, they don't always consciously think, I'll find it elsewhere. But in the quiet moments, through subtle interactions, flirty compliments, or attention from another woman, they experience a rush that they miss at home. Even if they love their wives deeply, that lack of affirmation leaves a gap in their emotional experience. And here's the thing, a man doesn't need perfection. He just needs to feel seen, admired, and celebrated in ways that resonate with his ego and heart. The beautiful truth is, this is something entirely within your control. You don't need to perform or exaggerate. You just need to notice, appreciate, and verbalize your admiration. A soft, genuine compliment, a playful flirt, or a look of admiration across the room can ignite that spark. Men respond to feeling validated because it reassures them that they're capable, desirable, and loved. It strengthens their loyalty, deepens intimacy, and makes them feel magnetically drawn to you in ways that no external attention ever could. When a husband feels recognized for who he is, not just for what he provides, he falls deeper in love, desires his wife more intensely, and becomes emotionally and physically present in a way that keeps the marriage passionate, exciting, and unbreakable. Validation isn't just nice, it's magnetic, seductive, and transformative. One of the most underestimated reasons married men sometimes seek attention outside their marriage is the absence of adventure or playfulness at home. Routine is comfortable, predictable, and safe, but too much of it can quietly kill desire. Men are wired to respond to novelty, spontaneity, and energy that excites them. When life becomes a predictable loop of responsibilities, chores, and obligations, the spark that once made him feel alive with you can fade, leaving him craving something more stimulating. And that craving can sometimes show up in dangerous ways if it's not acknowledged and nourished in the marriage. Playfulness isn't about being childish, it's about energy, curiosity, and the ability to enjoy life together. It's the flirtatious teasing, the inside jokes that make him smile, the unexpected touches that catch him off guard, or the spontaneous plans that break the monotony of daily life. These small acts awaken desire, ignite passion, and remind him that being with you is fun, exciting, and emotionally rewarding. A husband who experiences consistent playfulness in his relationship doesn't just feel loved, he feels alive, energized, and magnetically drawn to his wife in ways he can't resist. Adventure works the same way. It doesn't have to be extravagant. It could be trying a new restaurant, taking a last-minute weekend trip, or experimenting with something new in the bedroom. The key is breaking routine in ways that make him feel surprised, appreciated, and emotionally stimulated. Men are instinctively attracted to women who embody life, curiosity, and energy. When you combine that adventurous spirit with emotional warmth and connection, you create an irresistible magnetism that keeps him coming back, not just physically, but mentally and emotionally. The truth is, desire thrives on novelty. Even subtle shifts, a playful text during the day, a cheeky wink across the room, an unexpected date night signal to him that life with you is vibrant, exciting, and worth investing in. Without that, men can start seeking stimulation elsewhere, even subconsciously, because they're craving the sense of adventure, connection, and thrill they're missing. By bringing playfulness and adventure into your marriage, you're not only keeping the spark alive, you're deepening his emotional attachment, creating excitement, and reminding him that he doesn't need anyone else to feel alive. A woman who mixes comfort, love, and thrilling energy is irresistible. She makes him feel desired, appreciated, and wildly connected in every sense of the word. Another powerful reason married men sometimes seek attention outside their marriage isn't about the wife at all. It's about their own unresolved personal insecurities. Men carry fears, doubts, and pressures that most women never fully see. Society teaches them to be strong, successful, and unshakable, but inside they may feel uncertain, anxious, or inadequate in ways they rarely admit. And when those insecurities aren't addressed by themselves or within the emotional space of the marriage, they can manifest in dangerous patterns, like seeking validation or excitement elsewhere. Insecurity can show up subtly. He might appear restless, distracted, or disconnected. He may exaggerate achievements, seek praise from others, or be drawn to attention outside the marriage. Often, this isn't because he loves his wife any less, it's because he's looking for reassurance that he is capable, desirable, and enough. And when a man feels deeply insecure, even small external interactions can feel thrilling or affirming in ways that are addictive, especially if he isn't receiving consistent support and affirmation at home. Here's where understanding and connection becomes so important. A woman who sees her husband, acknowledges his struggles without judgment, and provides emotional safety creates a powerful antidote to his insecurities. When he feels accepted, trusted, and loved despite his imperfections, his desire to seek external validation diminishes. Emotional intimacy becomes the anchor that keeps him connected, loyal, and fully present in the marriage. The seductive truth is that men respond to strength paired with empathy. When you approach his insecurities with understanding, playfulness, and affirmation, you don't just calm his fears, you become the source of his desire and comfort. A soft touch, a whispered compliment, or even a playful reassurance can reinforce that he is wanted, loved, and completely seen by you. That combination of safety and attraction is irresistible. Ignoring this dynamic, however, can leave gaps in the relationship that external attention will naturally try to fill. Men need to feel secure with themselves, but they also need to feel secure with their partners. When insecurities are acknowledged and addressed together, it strengthens intimacy, passion, and loyalty. A husband who feels confident, admired, and emotionally grounded with you will not only stay committed, he will crave every moment of connection, desire, and closeness with you night after night. One of the most powerful, yet often overlooked reasons married men sometimes seek attention outside their marriage is poor communication about needs. And when I say needs, I don't just mean sexual needs, though those are part of it. I mean emotional, mental, and even psychological needs that often go unspoken in the rush of daily life. Men, like women, crave understanding, validation, and connection. When they feel they can't express what they want, or worse, that they won't be heard, they may begin looking for someone who listens, acknowledges, and responds without judgment. It's not about weakness, it's about the human desire to be understood. Men are wired to solve problems, to be strong, to carry burdens silently, but they also need a safe space to share their vulnerabilities and desires. When that space doesn't exist at home, when they fear criticism, dismissal, or misunderstanding, they may turn elsewhere, sometimes subtly, sometimes consciously, to find that connection. Poor communication doesn't mean love is missing. It means the channels of intimacy and desire are blocked, leaving him restless, frustrated, or emotionally unsatisfied. This is where you, as his partner, hold incredible power. Creating an environment where he feels safe to communicate isn't about nagging, lecturing, or managing him. It's about listening, validating, and responding. When a man feels genuinely heard, appreciated, and understood, his desire for connection is fulfilled in ways that strengthen both emotional and physical intimacy. A soft tone, attentive eyes, gentle touch, or playful acknowledgement, while he shares his feelings, signals to him that he is wanted, valued, and accepted exactly as he is. Poor communication also erodes passion because intimacy is built on both emotional and physical alignment. When men feel safe expressing desires, boundaries, and fantasies, it unlocks deeper pleasure and connection in the bedroom. A man who knows he can be vulnerable without losing respect or creating conflict feels drawn, loyal, and irresistibly attached to his partner. The seductive truth is that listening, affirming, and responding to his needs without judgment or resistance becomes one of the most powerful forms of intimacy. It makes him feel magnetically connected, desired, and completely devoted. Communication isn't just conversation, it's a bridge to desire, trust, and unwavering emotional closeness. When done right, it ensures that your husband's attention, passion, and love are fully anchored with you, and that every moment together inside or outside the bedroom feels irresistible, exciting, and deeply satisfying. So here's the truth every woman needs to hear. Understanding why married men have lovers isn't about blame, shame, or assuming you're not enough. It's about awareness, insight, and taking control of your relationship in ways that deepen intimacy, reignite desire, and protect your connection. Each of the reasons we've talked about, from lack of emotional connection, seeking validation, absence of playfulness, unresolved insecurities, to poor communication, reveals a pattern that can quietly erode the strongest marriages if left unattended. But here's the exciting part. Once you understand these patterns, you gain power. You gain the ability to transform your marriage into a space where he feels completely seen, desired, and emotionally fulfilled. You can create the kind of magnetic attraction that keeps him coming back to you, mind, body, and heart. Emotional connection, playful energy, recognition, understanding his insecurities, and open communication aren't just nice to haves, they're essential ingredients in the recipe for a passionate, thriving, and unbreakable marriage. Think about it. A man who feels deeply connected to his wife doesn't crave attention elsewhere. A man who feels admired, validated, and truly appreciated at home doesn't look outside for what he already has. A man who experiences playfulness, novelty, and excitement with his partner isn't tempted by routine or distraction. And when he feels safe expressing his desires and insecurities without judgment, his loyalty, desire, and passion for you skyrocket. This isn't about perfection. You don't need to be flawless. What matters is your awareness, intention, and willingness to meet him where he is emotionally and energetically. When you create that space, something extraordinary happens. He doesn't just love you, he admires you, craves you, and feels completely at home in your presence. The spark, the intimacy, the connection, everything becomes stronger, hotter, and unbreakable. So remember, awareness is power, insight is magnetic, and your ability to notice these patterns, respond with love, sensuality, and confidence, and nurture your marriage from the inside out, will not only keep him loyal, it will make him fall in love with you over and over again. When you do this, your relationship becomes a safe, passionate, and irresistible haven, one where both of you thrive, desire, and connect like never before.